So chapter 4 is about marketing in supply chain management for small, medium enterprises. Marketing is a very critical component in supply chain management. And marketing basically helps to ensure that products are known by customers, the services are known by customers, and they push products to customers. So marketing basically creates awareness of what the company is doing. And remember, marketing is the link between the organization and the customers out there. So marketing is the activity set of institutions and processes for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for customers. So for you to survive in the industry, you need to create marketing. And marketing is an activity. This is an activity that you have to do. You have to walk your way through to meet the customer so that you listen to your customers, you understand what the customer wants, and that information that is gathered out there, you bring it into the organization. Then the organization will do what is called value improvement, and later it will trickle down back to the customer. Then we also have institution, a set of institutions. So we have different institutions that come on board for purposes of marketing the product of your institution. Therefore, it is very, very important to partner with other institutions. Look at the Safari Rally that happened last week. Different companies came together for purposes of those functions of the Safari Rally. Their main focus is also, as much as they were participating, they are also looking for new customers or new markets for their product. Then we're also looking at processes which are going to create an enabling environment for purposes of better communication. So if you don't communicate well with your customers, then it means your customers will not be able to know what you are dealing in or what you are dealing with. Therefore, communication also is very, very important in marketing. Then delivering and exchanging offering. So you need to offer something in the market in order to get an exchange of what you are offering. And these things that you're offering must be of value to the clients, to the partners, to the customers, and to society at large. According to the American Marketing Association, marketing is a process of planning and executing the concept, pricing, promotion, and distribution of ideas, goods, and services to create exchange that satisfy individuals and organizational goals. So we are talking about the process of planning. For you to be good in marketing, you have to come up with a plan. And this is normally referred to as a marketing plan. Once you have these plans in place, you need to execute the plans or the concepts that you have. Then once you have the products on board, you need to price the products, you need to promote those products, and build a distribution network that will help you to promote your idea to your customers. And the main focus is to create satisfaction both at individual level and at the organizational level. So marketing is responsible for determining what customers want and forecasting of the quantities and timing of their demand, which they relay to the supply side of the organization for processing accordingly. So we are saying marketing is responsible for determining what customers want. And remember, I said marketing is the link between what is happening in the organization and what is happening outside. So they create a link between the customer and the organization. So once they get information from the customer and what the customers really want, This information is laid down to procurement or supply chain, and supply chain will also communicate the same to the suppliers or the operations department for purposes of production. So marketing role in supply chain is how demand should be fulfilled once it has been generated. So once they get the information and they get the demands from the customers, they'll be able to come up with a strategy of ensuring that they fulfill what is required by the customers. Then we also have what is called the marketing mix. And when we are talking about the marketing mix, we are talking about the 4 P's of marketing. And one of the P's of marketing is product. For an organization to survive, they must have a product. And a product can either be in form of a service or a physical product, a product that you can see. Therefore, a product is very, very critical, and that product must be superior. And it must be what the customer really wants. The second P is the place. You need to put a place where organizations or customers or institutions are going to get your product. And most of the time, organizations normally place their products on maybe the retailers or the manufacturers or the distributors who work on behalf of the organizations for purposes of promoting those products to the customers. And this also takes us to the next P, which is promotion. In order for customers to know your product, you must promote the product. You can either promote the product through maybe advertising the product. You can also promote products maybe by direct selling, where you are using your sales team for that purpose. Or you can also use other forms of marketing, like maybe relationship marketing or network marketing for purposes of promoting the product to your customers. Then the last P is the issue of price. You need to put competitive prices so that you do not overcharge your customers or undercharge your customers. And remember, customers are very sensitive when it comes to prices, because nowadays when customers are shopping, their main focus is on the price. How much are you charging for this particular product? And this will shape their decision either to buy or not to buy. And that is why when you look at the pricing strategies, where we have price segmentation, where most organizations can segment their prices based on the location or based on their target market. So for example, if you are in Westlands, they charge higher prices compared to Eastlands or other parts of the country. So that one is very, very important. The other thing we need to understand is the issue of demand and supply forces in marketing. Remember, everything that is happening is normally controlled by the forces of demand and supply. And when they meet, then we say that point is a point of equilibrium, where demand equals supply. So organizational buyers receive a lot of attention from marketers. They are categorized in 4 main groups. One of the groups are the producers, and these are the ones who buy goods and services in order to produce them. Basically, they are buying raw materials for purposes of reproducing other materials. Then the other set of marketing or groups is the intermediaries. And intermediaries here, we are looking at the resellers who buy for purposes of selling at a profit. Then we are also looking at the government as also another group that is very critical. And remember, the government is the greatest consumer of goods. Therefore, they form a very critical part in ensuring that they come up with various policies that will support small, medium enterprises. And remember also, the government benefits from small, medium enterprise suppliers who also form part of the supply chain of the government. Then we also have other institutions. Also, for example, the non-profit institutions. We have the religious organizations, political parties also play a very, very critical role in ensuring that they buy. Any question? So it is also very important for the marketing team to have forecast. And when you're talking about forecast, we are looking at the future. So you are forecasting your market based on the information that you have, and this information will help you to ensure that at the end of the day, you just a minute. So we are saying organization needs to forecast on what will happen based on the information that they have today. Are they able to focus on the needs in the future? And this information that they gather also will form a basis of how much they are going to produce in the future because of the demand patterns. So using the demand patterns, you'll be able to understand how your customers are consuming your product. And this information also will help you to come up with various designs of your product and other issues. Then demand forecasting also will look at issues like budgets, and you're also planning for budgets, how much you need in order to satisfy your customers. And the other thing is supply selection. How are you going to select your suppliers? Do your suppliers know your vision? Do your suppliers know your objective at the end of the day? It will also be very critical. And when you're dealing with your suppliers also, you need to negotiate on the best prices, to negotiate on the best materials to bring on board, to negotiate on the level of agreements, service level agreements, and what have you. Then business development department will also rely on marketing research to develop appropriate strategies that will steer the organization ahead. So we're also looking at marketing, working with other critical departments within the organization for purposes of increasing their information base, increasing their needs, so that at the end of the day, they do not make a lot of errors that will affect the organization. The issue of competition also is very critical. And remember, I always say that competition is very healthy because it creates checks and balances in what organizations are doing. So that if you do not work towards achieving this, then it means other key players will come and will overtake you and they will go with your customers. So competition in the marketplace is very, very critical because it helps organizations to work towards becoming better and better in producing products that will be beneficial to customers and ensuring that they become market leaders at the end of the day. And the issue of competition also, we are looking at the implementation of technology for sustainability in the long run. And technology also has shaped most organizations. And nowadays, organizations are focusing on ensuring that they have as many customers as possible. And that is why their focus nowadays is not locally. They are also trying their best to go internationally for purposes of maximizing their potential in the industry. Customer service has also been streamlined as a way of competing, whereby most nowadays companies are able to lock their customers. And locking their customers in the sense that they try as much as possible so that customers are able to experience what they have. And once they experience positivity, they'll be able to come again and again. And the focus is to ensure that they excel. And this can only be possible if they implement a solid human resource, where we are looking at employees as part of the human resource. So next time when we come, we shall start on product life cycle.